Hello family, welcome to another video with me, Cynthia. Today is March 19th. The time is 3:42. I hope this isn't extremely close because it feels heck of close. I'm recording in the car and I'm trying to get my camera to be where I needed to be, but nonetheless, devil, you're not gonna stop me. Thank you for watching this video. Thank you for taking the time to even click on this video. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do so. You're gonna like it here. You're gonna like it here, I promise. On this video, I do cooking. I cook food occasionally. See, that's why I couldn't just pick a niche. You know, they tell you when you start, when you create content or when your channel, you pick a niche. I couldn't, and still to this day, I be thinking that I said, well, I'm gonna just change my channel and just keep it to one thing. I can't, because all things on this channel are what it is. I talk about God. This channel is God based. This is all about God. I cook here. I do cleaning videos sometimes. I organize. What else do I do? I do all the things. I try to share my life with you so that I can teach you, or you can watch me as I teach you to grow closer to God, as I give you gems, as I give you lessons, as I give you what I've gone through in my life, as I give you everything that God has given to me. That's what I want to do here for you. That's how I grew, and that's how I became the woman I am today. Walking with God, no, it's not easy, but I tell you one thing, my life is 1,000,000,000,000 times better than it was. Every day is not going to be peaches and cream, and we know that. You can see that. You've experienced that. But one thing for certain is that when you're walking with God, you will never have anything to worry about. If you happen to worry, it'll be because you're worrying. But God did not give us a spirit of fear, and he definitely didn't give us a spirit of being worried or being overwhelmed. That comes from life itself. And so you talk about anxious and overwhelmed. That used to be my life. You see how I said that? It used to be my life. But I've learned now that God can do anything but fail. For so many years, I not necessarily chased. I've been trying to figure out where is the job that I'm supposed to be at? Because it seems like every job that I get, I don't fit in. Every place that I go or try something different, it doesn't go the way I plan. Listen, you hear those words, keywords, I plan that. It just doesn't work for me. And I've been a CNA for 26 years. And that's what I've done for 26 years. But also know this, I know what my purpose is. But sometimes when you know what your purpose is, you think it's inside of one thing. My purpose isn't inside of a building. My purpose is out here on the street to serve people. Outside of the building. Outside. That's what my purpose is. That's what my ministry is. This is my ministry. And sometimes we suffer because we don't know where we're supposed to be. We're thinking that am I telling you to quit your job? No. Sometimes we focus so much on having a job that we truly miss out on our purpose. We truly miss out what God is calling us to do. I was listening to Iyanla Vanzant this morning, and she dropped so many gems. It was meant for me to hear. I was getting ready to head out, and she said one of the things that she said was, when God created Adam and Eve, he didn't create them to work. He created them to do other things. God didn't create us to work. God created us for a purpose, for a reason. And with that being said, she said, no, it doesn't mean that you quit your job. It means that you repurpose what you're doing. It means repurpose what you're truly chasing. Because if you're chasing things about the job, you're trying to make it to the top, you're trying to be the best person at your job for another position, you're living paycheck to paycheck, that's not living. That's not life. Nothing about a job and making a paycheck is not about life. And honey, I learned it the hard way. And that's why I could never find anything to fit me, anything to suit me, because it wasn't inside the job. At my big age, at my grown age, as much as I tried, there was no way I tried everything and it didn't work. There is no way. Until God showed me. Until he allowed things in my life for me to see. What is it, that thing in your life that you keep trying to do and it doesn't work? I can be right out here driving this vehicle, make the same amount of money I make at any job. That's just being honest. Again, I'm not saying quit your job. I'm saying this is for me. But if this is something that you think that you would like, you know, there's a lot of things that we can do outside of a building. That's even if you want to start your own business, if you want to work for yourself out here doing gig work, that's still your business. You know what I'm saying? You still get to shake and move how you want to. You know, you get to, and doing that, still continue or get closer to God. Learn how to spend time with Him most of all, because if you don't spend time with God, you'll still be chasing the bag. You'll still be chasing that job that you really don't like. You'll still be chasing that job that you hate going to. You'll still be chasing that job where you can't stand your coworkers. You'll still be chasing that job where they trying to tell you got to stay over because somebody else hasn't come in. Yeah, that. You'll still be chasing those things that make you unhappy. Why chase unhappiness? Chasing unhappiness is not going to make you happy. Chasing unhappiness is not going to make you fulfilled. Chasing unhappiness is not giving you the life that you were meant to have. I've worked everywhere. I mean, just because I've been a CNA for 26 years, that doesn't mean that I didn't do things inside of that. I did, honey, let me tell you, I have worked retail many years of my life. My first job was Wendy's. I had just turned 16. Wendy's was my first job. And also 16 is when I had my son. I had my son at a very early age. And through that very young age, I learned a lot. I was a mother before I was a mother, so let me say that. My sister had 6 kids. And I've just been the person that had to grow up quick, if you will. Yeah. But I do believe that you guys would be so much happier. I believe that you guys would be so much better if you just repurposed your day-to-day, repurpose your mindset, repurpose your footsteps. Trust God sometimes. I don't want to say sometimes, because sometimes I trust God all the time. Now that I know, when I said the word sometimes, try doing that versus the things that you've been doing. You know, versus trusting God. God, you can trust God. It gives me pure pleasure to sit in my living room, go make my coffee, come back and sit and have a conversation with God. It is so undescribable. But what I can tell you about that conversation that I have with God, it is so real. And if you know, you know. For some people that, you know, they haven't gotten to this point yet, and it's okay, because I had to get to this point. You feel crazy because you're talking to, there's nobody there. That's a whole lie. Every time I talk to God, He's right there. Wherever I am, He is. I can talk to Him in this car. I can talk to Him at home. I talk to Him anywhere. That's the thing I love about my bestie, my big guy, my father. I talk to him anywhere. And look, I don't want to make this video too long, but my whole purpose for making this video was to share with you, to repurpose what you're doing. How long have you been at that job? How long have you been unhappy? How long have you been miserable? It's time out for that. You weren't put here on this earth to be miserable, going to a job you know you don't want to go to and know you don't like. Do you know how long I did that? It was depressing. It made me depressed. It gave me anxiety. It did so many works to my mental space. Sometimes I don't even know how I got here. I definitely don't look like what I went through, and I put myself through most of that because I wasn't listening. Maybe I didn't know how to listen, because sometimes that happens. You don't know how to listen, and sometimes we don't know how to hear from God, but He shows you how to do that in that walk with Him. I encourage you, get closer to God. If there's anything that I can do to help you get closer to God, I will put my email in the description box. Email me, talk to me. Also, if you have a question, if you have questions that you want me to ask on my videos, and you would like not only my opinion but the opinion of the rest of the subscribers or whoever watches this video, send it to me in my email. But I also want to say, when you respond to people, please be respectful. That's one thing I value, is respect and constructive criticism. Nothing on my platform is ever to hurt you, ever. And I'm never going to say anything to hurt you or put you in a hurtful position. Anything that I say is only to help you. So if you need help, or if you want to talk to me, if you feel like you have nobody to talk to, send me an email, send me a message, and we'll go from there. I love you, family, and I will see you in the next video. Mwah. Turn on your post notification bell so when I drop a video, you won't miss these videos. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Go ahead, click that button. Mwah.